You ever just stand in a store, look at a product on a shelf, and wonder, what's its real story? Not the marketing spiel, but the actual journey it took to get there? Well, today, we're going to find one, and it's hiding in plain sight, right on the label of this whiskey bottle. So this is a bottle of Wild Turkey Private Selection Rye. But for our purposes today, I want you to forget it's a product. Let's treat it like a historical document, a primary source. We're going to deconstruct it piece by piece and uncover the entire life story of the liquid inside. All right, so every great story starts with its characters, right? Before we even get to what's in the bottle, let's talk about the people behind the bottle.
Okay, first thing you see, right there on the label, since 1855. Now this isn't just some random number they slapped on there for looks. This is a statement of heritage. It's telling you right off the bat that this whiskey comes from a place with incredibly deep roots, a distillery that's been perfecting its craft for well over a century and a half. And that history is all about family. If you look closely, you'll see the signatures of Jimmy and Eddie Russell, a father and son duo of master distillers. This is huge. It tells you this isn't some faceless corporate product. No, this is somebody's life's work. It's a multi-generational legacy that you can literally see signed right there on the glass. So now that we know who made it, let's get into the liquid itself. We're going to decode the official language on the bottle to figure out exactly what it is they made. First up, rye whiskey. This is actually a legal term. In the US, it means the main ingredient, the primary grain they use to make the whiskey, has to be at least 51% rye. And that is so important because that rye grain is what gives the whiskey its signature spicy, kind of peppery, and really robust flavor. It's the backbone of the whole thing. Next, you see the word straight. Now, this isn't just a random adjective. It's a guarantee. It's the law. It tells you that the whiskey has been aged for a minimum of 2 years, and, just as important, it was aged in brand new charred oak barrels. That whole process is where the spirit gets its beautiful amber color and a lot of those rich vanilla and caramel flavors. And of course, you've got Kentucky. This is way more than just a mailing address. To be a Kentucky straight whiskey, it has to be distilled and aged in Kentucky for at least a year. And why does that even matter? Well, Kentucky's unique climate, with its hot summers and cool winters, forces the liquid in and out of the barrel wood, making it interact more deeply and develop a much richer, more complex character. It's a mark of a very specific tradition. Finally, there's this number, 101. That's the proof, which works out to 50.5% alcohol. For Wild Turkey, 101 is their thing. It's their signature. Bottling it at a higher strength is a very deliberate choice. It gives the whiskey a bolder, more intense flavor that really stands up and doesn't get lost, whether it's in a cocktail or just on the rocks. So far, pretty much everything we've covered applies to a lot of bottles you might see. But now we get to the part of the story that is completely and totally unique to this one specific bottle. Let's talk about what private selection and single barrel really mean. The term single barrel is just so beautifully simple and yet so powerful. It means exactly what it sounds like. Every single drop of whiskey in this bottle came from one and only one individual barrel. It hasn't been mixed or blended with anything else. That makes its flavor profile totally 100% unique. And here's the best way to think about that. Most whiskeys are small batch, right? That's where distillers blend together a bunch of barrels to create a consistent taste you can rely on year after year. A single barrel is the exact opposite. It is a one-of-a-kind snapshot in time, a flavor profile that can never, ever be perfectly duplicated again. And check this out. Here's its actual identity card. The little hang tag and the label tell us this whiskey grew up in Warehouse TY-A on the 5th floor, and its name was barrel number 230032. I mean, this isn't just whiskey anymore. This is whiskey with an address, a specific spot on the map where it spent years developing its own personality. So who found this special barrel? That's where the private selection part comes in. It tells us that a specific group, in this case Prime Barrel, got the chance to go to the Wild Turkey warehouses, taste samples from all these different barrels, and then hand-select this one as their absolute favorite. It's the ultimate curation, a human choice that says, out of thousands of possibilities, this one is special. Okay, so we've decoded all the individual clues. We've got all the pieces of the puzzle. Now let's put them all together and read the complete story of this bottle from start to finish. When you put it all together, you get this amazing biography. We know this isn't just some random rye whiskey. It's a spirit with a direct line to the Russell family, made by following all the strict traditions of a Kentucky straight rye, and bottled at that signature punchy 101 proof. And the best part? It's a true one-of-a-kind, pulled from that single barrel 230032 that was handpicked by Prime Barrel because they thought it was exceptional. And just like that, what started as a simple product on a shelf has become this rich, detailed narrative. Just by learning how to read the label, we've uncovered its entire biography, its family history, its legal identity, its unique journey, and that final human decision that brought it into our hands. So the next time you're walking down an aisle, maybe take an extra second, take a closer look, because once you know the language, you start to realize these aren't just labels, they're storybooks. And the real question is, which one are you going to decide to read next?